Hello everyone, Keith Klug here. Just wanted to take a few minutes to walk through some new enhancements to the Building View application, or as you also may know as SOS. A number of updates were done that should really improve your experience and decrease the amount of time needed especially for some of the repeated functions that you do every day. So I'm going to skip going through this release, but that'll be available online for you to look at. So let's get right into the Building View application. I'm going to log in as District 136. So this happens to be Bob Pogue's market. And I know Bob, you can go to the home page here. I know Bob every day is looking at his building consumption. And Bob does a great job with monitoring his energy consumption, as do a number of DFMs and QMTs. But I know Bob's doing this religiously on a daily basis. And what Bob would do in Building View to review his energy consumption is he would go into the multi-trend charting report. And it's already filtered on District 136. We're going to select all of his locations. We're going to take a look at meter information. We're going to take a look at building meter, and in this case, electrical demand. Now, I did notify Phoenix that these two values have the same information in it, but they're named differently. So hopefully we can get that corrected to make it a little bit easier. And then we're going to select the 2 points that are available, building KW demand and demand meter. I am going to take a look. We'll start with 1127 to 1128. I'm going to click the box here to select all the locations, and you'll see we come up with 23 sites. Okay, and I'm going to click chart. All right, here's the data for the last 24 hours of these stores. Now you'll see a big gap in data. I've already reached out to Phoenix to find out why we have that gap in data. So I'm going to go back a day. And let's look at Sunday through Monday for the demonstration purposes. And we're going to see that we had consumption, we dropped down overnight, and then we increase again in the morning. I'm sure Bob's looking at some of these that ran higher than normal usage. Could just be a winter deal. Or there could be something else occurring in those buildings. So here's your basic view of this data. I'm going to go through, and for this purpose, I just want to look at Kmart sites. So I'm going to unselect all of the stores, and I'm then just going to filter by the Kmart stores. And you'll see why just Kmart in a moment. All right, we've got all the Kmart stores. I'm going to chart it. And so Bob's doing this on a daily basis. So how can we save some time? Well, you now have the ability to save this report. So if I go up to the pencil and left click on the pencil up here, and I'm going to enter District 136 Kmart KW meters. And why I selected Kmart is because I've already saved the entire district, and I've already saved Sears for Bob. And I'm going to click Add New. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go back to the Building View homepage and back into the charting function. And now what you'll find is when I click on the quick filter, you'll find these three reports. Now, if you remember, I selected yesterday's date for the Kmart sites. If I click on Kmart, you'll see that it brings up the most current information. So Kmart and chart. And here are all my Kmart stores for the overnight KW, but it's the current date. So if you want to check a different date, all you have to do is change the date and chart. So now it's looking at 2 days. If you want to look at Sears, I've already saved Sears. Select Sears and chart. And it's got that same date range that I just looked at. If you want to look at all of them, select all of them, chart. You can do this with any point. whether it's supplier temperature, zone temperature, cooling stages, humidity, overnight KW. You can create reports by QMT. You can create reports by format. And whoever logs in can select these reports, and within the couple clicks of a button, now view this data, which took a little bit longer to go through and select and find what you want. So hopefully this will be a great time savings for you. I'm going to come back in a couple additional videos here for some other helpful tips in the Building View application.